What you're seeing here is an incredibly rare sight for us here in the UK. Yes, the sun's actually out for once. Now on days like this, there's only one thing I like to do. I like to charge some batteries and get out with some of my favourite RC cars. And what you see here are 5 of my favourite RC bashers of all time: the Armour Typhon 6S version 5, the Team Associated Rival MT10, the Hebeo Hyper SSTE, the Team Corrali Kagama 6S, and of course this big old beast, the 30 Degrees North short course truck. Now I've been doing YouTube for over 5 years and I've tested out hundreds of different RC cars, but these 5 are the 5 that put the biggest smile on my face, especially this one, and of course this one. You know how I feel about the Hyper SSTE. It's one of my favourite RC cars of all time, and out of all of the RC cars I've featured on my channel over the years, what is it about these 5 that really put a smile on my face? Now just because I think these are my top 5 RC bashers of all time, you may completely disagree, and that is absolutely fine, because the beauty of this hobby, we all have our own opinions, we all have the RC cars that we really love. Just because I love these, you may completely disagree. Now when it comes to picking out the best RC basher, me personally, I look for certain things. Of course I look for build quality and durability, because essentially you don't want an RC basher that's going to be terrible when it comes to durability. You also want something that looks cool, handles really well, and of course the biggest one for me is what puts a smile on your face. One of the things I see pretty much every day now in the comment section is people basing their opinions on top speed alone. I mean, this isn't particularly quick, whereas these 4 are pretty quick. But for me, it doesn't matter that this is slow, because it's the overall driving experience that puts a smile on my face. I just wish more people would understand that there's way more to an RC car than its top speed alone. I mean, my Hyper SSTE here is pretty quick, but it's not as fast as a Typhon 6S, for example. But for me, I don't really care about that, because this is one of the best handling RC cars that I own. I think I'm going to do a much longer, in-depth video about the whole top speed debate. It seems to be one of the most controversial topics at the moment, especially when it comes to RC reviews. But look, you've clicked on this video because it's titled something along the lines of my top 5 RC bashers. So out of the hundreds of RC cars that I've tested over the last 5 years, what is it about these 5 that I really love? So let's start with the Typhon version 5 6S. Now this was one of the first 6S cars that I got on the channel. So for me, this was my first taste of 6S, getting back into the hobby after having quite a long time out of the hobby. Now the reason I love the Typhon 6S so much is because it's incredibly capable and it can be set up depending on what you want to do with it. Now when I want to run the Typhon off-road, I primarily run it on 4S. Now on 4S out the box, the Typhon 6S isn't particularly quick, but there is one trick that you can do to get a little bit more speed out of it. You can increase the pinion size, which is going to give you a little bit more top speed. I actually very rarely run it on 6S, only when I'm looking to do speed runs. And talking about speed runs, the Typhon is incredibly good at that as well. And again, you heard me mention there that this is a capable machine. Well, yes, it is, because again, it can be adapted depending on what you want to do with it. If you want to go fast, I mean, people have achieved some serious speed out of this platform. Going fast out the box is really simple. All you need to do is slap in a great big pinion gear, throw in 6S, and you're going to be going pretty quick. And that's pretty much why I love the Typhon so much. It can just be adapted to any situation. It's kind of a really good all-rounder. Now I've actually got this set up to do speed runs at the moment. Years ago I did plan on making this one of the fastest cars I own, and then I just kind of got busy doing other things. The idea is still there, but at the moment it's kind of on the back burner. So because this is a top 5 list, of course you're still going to expect me to put a number on these cars from 1 to 5. I would say the Typhon 6S is at number 5 for me, because as much as I love it, I do get slightly more enjoyment out of running these 4. So moving on to number 4, we don't have to go very far because it's sitting right next to it. This is the Team Associated Rival MT10. Now for many years, the Rival MT10 has been known in the hobby as one of the best 3S bashers you can buy. It's also one of the most durable RC cars ever made. Now I remember when the Rival MT10 used to cost a lot less than it currently does. You used to be able to pick them up for around 260 to 280 pounds, and back then, when you considered what you were getting for the price, it was kind of one of the best RC cars you could buy. These days, of course, the price has shot up because of popularity. Pretty much every serious RC YouTuber out there has had one of these, and we've You've all said exactly the same thing. It's one of, if not the best, 1/10 scale RC car you can buy. Of course, you can see I have made some changes to mine. I have fitted different wheels and tyres. This is also running a Hobbywing Max 10 system. Now, both of these things weren't required. The truck was perfectly fine as it was out the box, and most people tend to run their MT10s completely stock out the box. I just wanted to make a couple of changes which I thought would make the truck even better, and in my opinion, the couple of changes I've made have made the truck a little bit more enjoyable. I know some channels like doing skate park videos, but for me, I've always felt that it's not a complete, accurate reflection of how good an RC car is. Yes, of course, it does test how durable an RC car is, but in my opinion, it doesn't test the overall experience that you're getting with an RC car, because just like top speed, there's way more to an RC car than durability. Of course, you want an RC car to be durable, but my point is you need to consider every single factor. Anyway, I've gone slightly off topic there because you know how I feel about skate parks, but I think the point I want to make is if you're into that kind of stuff, the MT10 will be really good at doing it. Out of all of the 1/10 scale cars out there, I would say the MT10 is probably one of the strongest. Now, I like the MT10 because I think it looks cool, it handles really well, and of course it's durable. It's so easy to throw it around, and it's one of those trucks that you can take out with you on a lovely day like today. You can run it and you're almost certain to take it home in one piece. So we've had a look at number 5, we've had a look at number 4. What am I going to place at number 3? No, it's not the Hyper SSTE. We'll come back to that in a moment. At number 3, I would place the 30 Degrees North. Now, for those of you out there who have never experienced a large scale petrol RC car, it's something I would definitely recommend you do, especially if you're very serious about the RC hobby. Petrol RC cars tend to be a little bit easier to run compared to nitro. One of the biggest issues with petrol RC cars is their size. I mean, this 30 Degrees North is huge. Transport can sometimes be an issue, and of course they're incredibly heavy. Now, compared to electric RC cars, giant petrol cars like this just offer a totally unique experience. It's the size, the sound, the feel. Everyone I know in person who's had a go of my 30 Degrees North, they all say the same thing. It's a totally unique beast compared to all of the electric cars out there. Yes, of course, you can get large scale electric cars as well, but it doesn't offer the same experience as a petrol engine. Now, there's lots of people in denial out there who won't accept nitro and petrol RC cars are slowly becoming less popular, but in my opinion, that is the truth. I think most people are going for electric RC cars these days because they offer so many more benefits compared to petrol. You don't have to worry about noise, tuning or maintenance. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of maintenance to do with electric RC cars, but most of the time you plug a battery in and off you go. Whereas with a lot of nitro and petrol cars, there's way more to look after. Now, for those of you out there who have missed the videos I've done on the 30 Degrees North, take a look at this. How cool does that sound and how cool does that look? So yes, 100%, I would say this is at number 3. I love this thing so much, but I do find myself struggling to find places to run it. So moving on to number 2, and it's the Team Corrali Kagama 6S. So what is it about the Kagama 6S that makes it so good that I've placed it at number 2? Now, it's quite a simple one for me, really. It may not handle as well as the number 1 car on this list, but for me and what I look for in an RC car, it's incredibly capable. I mean, it's so easy to throw 6S in it and to go out and do this. And if that's not enough to put a smile on your face, I don't know what is. Now, when it comes to durability, I've never had any major issues with it. Now, I think one of the biggest ones is durability. There's been lots of people who have said it's not as durable as the Kraton, for example. Now, I've never been a massive fan of the Kraton 6S. I just don't really like it. I find it needs quite a few upgrades out the box to make it a better RC truck. Whereas with the Kagama, I've never really upgraded anything. If you're looking for the next best skate park basher, it might not be the Kagama 6S. And yes, you may want to look at something like a Kraton, but for me, I'm just looking for a truck that puts a smile on my face, holds up well to the locations that I choose to run my RC cars, and the Kagama 6S has never let me down. I know lots of people disagree with me, and so many people will say the Kraton is better. I might say this is really good, another channel might say it's terrible. You know, essentially it comes down to the viewer to make their own mind up. I mean, it's your money that you're going to be spending. You know, our jobs as RC reviewers is just to give you our personal opinion on whether or not a product is worth purchasing. The final choice will always come down to you, the buyer. So this brings us on to number one, my favourite RC basher of all time. And funny enough, it's the RC car that was never really designed to be a basher. Yes, I'm talking about the Hebeo or Hebao Hyper SSTE. Now, lots of you who watch my channel, you know how I feel about this truck. It's one of my favourite trucks of all time, and I do have many reasons why I've picked this thing as number one. Firstly, I love how good it handles. I think it's one of the best looking Truggies out there as well. It's also incredibly affordable, especially if you go down the route of the rolling chassis, which is pretty much what I did. I picked out my own electronics, I painted my own body, and of course I picked out my own gearing. Now, I primarily run the Hyper SSTE on 4S, and for me 4S is more than enough for what I'm looking to do. I've also made some other changes to mine as well, which makes it a little bit more capable as a basher. I fitted 12mm hub extenders. I'm running a 17 tooth pinion gear, and of course you may have already noticed, but I am running Armour 4S backflips. Now, I tried many different gearing options running the 4S backflips. I found 17 tooth, possibly 18 tooth is probably the best option if you're just looking to run 4S. That's going to give you a nice mix of performance off-road. You're still going to be able to do backflips, and I mean, come on, who doesn't like doing backflips? For me, in its current setup, this is the RC truck that I find myself using all the time. I would say it's the most fun truck I own, and my current setup with the Hyper SSTE is proof that you don't need top speed to have fun with an RC car. Going off-road, you really don't need an RC car that does anything more than, let's say, 40 to 45 miles per hour. And the last time I checked, and the last time I did a speed run with this on 4S, I think I managed to achieve about 44, 45, and that is more than enough for an off-road basher. It's crazy how popular these trucks have become. Trying to get one of these now is becoming quite hard, especially if you're looking for the rolling chassis. They always seem to be out of stock here in the UK, and that's probably because so many people, including myself now, are saying that the SSTE is one of the best RC cars out there. So I definitely think a lot of people are to blame for making this thing so popular. So many people don't realise, but Hebeo have been around for years. A lot of their cars are designed to be track weapons. They're not really made for bashing, but over the years people have realised that Hebeo RC cars are incredibly well built, they're very durable, parts are pretty easy to come by as well, and lots of people who have given Hebeo a chance very quickly realise that they're an incredibly underrated brand. Now, if someone said to me, you need to get rid of all of your RC cars, you can only keep one, yes, I would only pick the Hyper SSTE. For me, it's the only truck here that I have to take with me everywhere. It really is one of the most perfect all-rounders. So there we go, that was my top 5 RC bashers in my collection. Again, I know lots of people won't agree. Lots of people are going to say some of these cars don't belong on this top 5 list, but look, I really don't care, because again, this is something based on personal opinion. So let me know in the comments section what you think of these trucks. Do you own any of these trucks? Do you agree that the Hyper SSTE is one of the best RC cars around? Now check this out, here I have a brand new Hyper SSTE, and I'm going to be giving one of you guys the chance to win this one. Look at the difference between the bodies. This one's shining away in the sun, and my one here has been absolutely abused. So if you want a chance to win this, a brand new Hyper SSTE, all you need to do is head over to Raffle after watching this video, grab a ticket, and you never know, you may be winning this epic RC car. Now, if you use code BeyondRC, you will be able to get 5 extra free tickets. You only need to purchase one. Also, if you're not interested in paying anything, that is absolutely fine. I am giving you the chance to win a brand new Rlaarlo Omni-Terminator completely free of charge. Again, to enter that one, I will leave a link down below. Head over to Raffle, make sure you're following my page, and you will get your free entry to win that carbon fibre Rlaarlo. I hope you enjoyed today's video, something a little bit different, something a little bit more chilled out. If you enjoyed it, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care. If you want to see the upgrade video that I did of the Hebeo Hyper SSTE, click the top video now. Or if all of the cars featured in today's video are a little bit too expensive, check out my top 10 cheap RC cars for 2025.